Hey guys, it's JH. Welcome to Practice Tee. And guys, this is a buddy of mine. This is my great mate from years back, Stuart Williams. Stuart's he used to be the pro at the golf club where I first started playing golf, and Stuart's been an accomplished player. Has played the Australian Tour and played with the greats of Australian golf, Peter Thompson and the Greg Normans and Bob Stans and what have you. So he's been a good player in his day. Played the senior tour up here and with success. So, but he's a guy that's played a conventional golf swing his whole life. Been a teacher of a very high standard and given thousands of conventional lessons. So the good thing about today's video is that Stuart's come along today, and of course, even being a very good player and someone that really knows the golf swing. And Stuart's swing today, and you still won't mind me saying this, but Stuart's 72, and his swing today is almost exactly the same as it was when he was 32. It hasn't really changed. But even in the millions of shots that Stuart's hit over the years, and even with a very, very good swing, and Stuart started out under the tutelage of, I think, Australia's greatest teacher, and that is Alex Mercer. And Alex is the teacher of Steve Elkington, a lot of other great Australian players. David Graham.
Yeah, many.
Yeah, many.
Bob Stanton.
Yeah, Bob Stanton. And so he's had perfect conventional mechanics. But what he's found over the last period of time is that even as good as those conventional mechanics were, they always have that propensity to be inconsistent. And Stuart fell into a bit of inconsistency in the last couple of months, and he's come up here and we've had a look at what those inconsistencies were. And it's very interesting to see that they all revolve around what we're working on with Channel Lock at the moment. That's why I wanted to do the video with Stuart today, whereas we're basically talking about a conventional swing, but some of the things we've put into Stuart's conventional swing has made a significant difference to his ball strike. He's always been a great ball striker, but now he's back to where he was when he was 30 years old and playing the top line golf that he used to play in those days. So he had of late had body drive, active body, getting in out of sync with the arms and hitting occasionally the really good shot, but the inconsistency was coming about by this. So what we've tried to do with Stuart is just calm down the body like we're doing in Channel Lock. We're trying to get all this isolated, and Stuart's just working on a throwdown of the arms. And we've moved Stuart's ball position back.
He's still down of the arms or a drop down of the arms?
Whatever, throwdown like we were talking about.
Yeah.
But he's basically, the basic thing he's trying to do is isolate the body, keep it out of the action, get the arms firing down independently and staying closed. He likes this. He's never had this. Yeah. He's never hit anything from a closed position, and he's never hit the golf ball with the emphasis on driving the weight down the trail side. You can just tell us what you're feeling, what it's doing for you in terms of where you were.
Well, it's a big difference, John, as you explained it out quite well, or exactly, to be fair. And I had noticed a long time ago, Peter Fowler had changed his swing dramatically from a right foot lift at impact or through impact to a flat foot.
Yep.
And since that time, he's gone on from being a pretty good player, as he always was, to being a great player.
Yeah.
And he's won so many events on the main tour, and now he's on the senior tour. So I figure there's got to be something in it. And his accuracy with his irons is just incredible. So if I can get some of that, I'll be very happy. But it's a huge difference. And just quietening the arms like you have to. And it was always a key for me anyway.
Yeah.
Trying to quieten the arms down because I was a bit quick. But doing it this way helps a lot in that regard. But it also gives me a lot more consistency.
And so, but I guess the major change for you would be, is that we're transferring the general feeling process of getting into the lead side and getting the lead side out of the way, following it with the trail side, to staying in the, getting in the trail side, staying on top of the trail side and driving the weight that way instead of the weight that way. That must be a big difference.
I mean, always remember one thing that Alex Mercer always used to say was, you've got to return to the address position.
Yeah.
So it's basically, when you think of it, it's not far different to that.
No. But also I noticed with Stuart that he was having to chase the ball because he had a conventional ball position, and he had to get to it. And what I've said to Stuart is, okay, we haven't gone radical with Stuart, because Stuart's got a fine conventional golf swing, so he doesn't need, radicalising and getting over to the trail channel lock stuff. It's not that. But what we've done is we found that when the ball was up, he had to chase it, so he had to get there. He had to get over to the ball here. Now we've brought it back, probably 6 inches, and he doesn't have to get over as much, do you?
Right. No.
And that's made a huge difference.
Oh yeah, massive difference.
And he's got, Stuart came here yesterday. We spent a couple of hours yesterday. Come back today, and the transformation has been, and we've done it right through with the pitching. Stuart was getting a little bit. Now Stuart used to be an absolute compressor of the golf ball. That was the thing. When I first met Stuart, I was only coming into the game, and he was the pro, and we all looked up to Stuart. But just to say, there's Stuart. Watch how Stewie flights the ball. He used to just absolutely compress the ball and flight, and even with long irons, he could just compress everything. Now he's got back to that. You lost a little bit of that, didn't you? Because he was getting a lot of rotation.
Almost all of it.
Yeah. Well, yesterday when you came here, it was a little bit anemic.
Yeah.
But some of the shots he's been hitting are back to, and I'm not flavouring the milkshake here, guys. I mean, his ball striking, some of the stuff yesterday and some of the stuff today is exactly as good as it was at the height of your...
Yeah, a few of those drives I hit later on yesterday were incredible.
But even those irons today. We've got tough conditions here, as we always have here on the JH practice tee, but Stuart's been flighting the ball. So Stuart's just going to hit a couple of shots for us, and you can just tell me what you're feeling. What we're trying to do with Stuart is just trying to get him to load in and hit a couple of shots with that trail foot down. So we're firing the weight down that trail side, which is what we do in channel lock, but we do it from a back ball position. But with Stuart, he's got about middle of the ball positioning at the moment. It's not forward, so it's a long way back for a good player. For anybody to move the ball position a little bit, a good player and a good ball striker, that's a big change. Stuart's moved to 6 inches, but he picked it up like that because he takes instruction well. So it's because he understands the golf swing. So he's just going to hit a couple of shots for us. And this is a 72-year-old. He's not as old as this 77-year-old, but
73 actually.
Oh, 73, but he's got a lot better swing than the old guy here.
Yeah.
And Stuart could play some golf in the old days. Still can.
So the feeling I'm having to get to slow this down is that when I take the club back, I'm actually sitting at the same time. I'm sitting into my right side.
Into your rump, yeah.
Into the rump.
Yeah.
So if I coordinate that together, I can slow the club head down.
Okay.
If I don't think about that and just try to take this back slowly, and then do that, I get quick.
Yeah, well,
because it's uncoordinated.
Well, you're getting your arms back. Your hands are operating too independently too early. Once. See here, we're coordinating those lower arms and the body at the same rate. If we don't have the body moving at that rate there and the hands the same rate, this can go off at a different rate,
right.
and that's a quick rate. We don't want that. Now the other thing we're working on with Stuart, which Stuart has never really had, Stuart's always been a little bit straight in the legs. We've got Stuart sitting into his knees, a little bit of sog.
I've never been down there ever.
Yeah, so that's what we call Stuart in channel lock. We call that soggy knees. So we've got Stuart in the... Now Stuart's back to there with his ball position. Show them where your normal ball position is.
Normal.
That's good players' normal ball position with an iron. Yeah.
And now that feels uncomfortable.
Well, that's interesting, guys. Just after 2 days, going back to the normal ball position feels uncomfortable.
Yeah. So it's there, and then I'm trying to drop that, just let that drop,
Yeah.
keeping this back
Yeah,
and
yeah.
keeping that flex.
And keeping the weight into the heel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keeping the weight in the heel. And all those things are very difficult.
Well, they are, yeah, but you've got millions of repetitions of a conventional golf swing
Yeah.
to overcome. Now there, guys, he just smashed that. Just absolutely smashed it. Oh, how good's that? Now, when Stewie came here, and I don't think you'll mind me saying this, but Stewie looked a little bit like the deer in the headlights. He said, JH, you know how I can hit it. And he actually made it, and I won't be talking out of school. Stuart said, I don't want to hit the ball like I'm hitting it now. I don't want to play anymore if I have to hit the ball like this. And immediately I said, well, Stuart, there's no reason that you will continue to hit the ball like that, and no reason why you would stop playing, because most of the time, and I've used this line a lot, with good players, they don't lose their golf swing. Most of the time, they will just get out of position and out of phase. Now but we've changed his phasing and we've changed his position to the better. So we've given him more stability.
Yeah. So how's that look, John? For the setup and the ball position.
Yeah, this looks good, yeah. Yep, yeah, I think that's good, yeah. That's almost completely body centered. Mate, it's just such a difference. Now, all you want to do now, and the hard thing, Stuart's got 4 or 5 things that we've changed in his golf swing now, and the brain is just like a slot machine's reels. They're going around saying, which one do I use? Now, what dropped out of that one was the slow phasing at the ball. What we're trying to do is Stuart has always had this in his golf swing. He has a nice practice swing. He gets the feel of the practice swing here, and while he's got the feel of that practice swing here, he brings the club back and he gets going really quickly off the ball so he doesn't forget the feeling of it. But I want him, and because he gets going off quickly, these activate a little too quickly and they outrace the body, or just this little bit of turn.
Correct.
So in that swing there, I mean, the strike was perfect, but the thing was the phasing was a little bit out. So when we get here, we've got a saying in Channel Lock, and with one of our instructors in the US and Tennessee, Bill Phillips, where we've got the kill Bill. Bill used to be the same as you. Now we got Bill over the ball, and we got him killing the golf club. Right. This is called Kill Bill. Yeah. He kills it before he takes it back. Now that's what you need to do.
Yeah. We'll try it, John.
Yep, okay, think about it. And keep that trail foot on the ground if you can. Yep.
There.
Smooth. Now see, this is a 73-year-old man. See, he's still got plenty of flexibility, but to his detriment, see? We don't want to release it. We want to hit some shots with that foot down.
Yeah.
We want that foot down.
Yeah.
We don't want to hit shots with that up. We want to hit a couple where that foot's on the ground and that and that trail knee is bent. We want to hit some with that trail foot down. It that's the message, Stuart. Just trail foot down, see it hit. That's it. Into the trail axis. That's it. Good. That's good. That's good. Oh, give us a half a dozen of those, please.
Yeah, that was
pretty, wasn't it?
pure.
Yeah, pretty.
Absolutely.
Pretty golf shot.
Yeah.
Pretty golf shot.
So it's totally different, isn't it?
Well, it is to a conventional golf swing. Everything you've ever done, this just goes against it.
Yeah.
But he's lucky that he's still Stuart's was a very accomplished cycler.
Cyclist.
Yeah, cyclist. Yeah, and so he's always been a very, very fit guy. So he's got a chance to have that golf swing for another, whenever going forward. He's lucky that he's still got the same range of motion that he used to have. Okay, now keep that. We want the weight down that trail side into the heel. Quiet, and we want to feel this, Stuart. We want Stuart feeling closed and the arms, just drop the arms down. That's what we want to feel. The arms are coming down independently. This is not doing anything. That's it. Oh, compressed.
Still
Compressor.
foot off the ground though.
Huh?
Still foot off the ground.
Yeah, but I mean, as I say, mate, you've got 3 or 4 million repetitions of golf to purge out.
Yeah,
Your brain is saying, I don't like this new thing. I like the old one.
And when you've got 4 or 5 things to think about,
And that's why we do.
You can think of one and get that right, but
Well,
4 others go wrong.
We're not designed as a
Yeah.
species to think
Yeah.
about multiple things
Yeah.
in a dynamic action. That's why we're doing this video for Stewie, so he can take it home and we can relate to the points that we've spoken about in the last couple of days.
Yeah.
So it's good for you guys, but it's good for him as well. And we can see a few of the aspects of channel lock in the swing. It's very windy here, guys.
Yeah. And then I've got to
So
go this way.
yeah, okay, so remember, into the heel, try and keep the heel down, head back, see it hit. Smooth. That'll do us. I mean, that is a laser. And okay, up a bit, but nowhere near up as much as before. And honestly, the more you commit to that trail foot down, the ball just lasers. I mean, it just, I tell you why. Because that trail heel down there is almost like an anchor point for the trail shoulder. It holds the trail shoulder back, holds the lead shoulder back, and gives the arms a free run
Yeah.
at the target.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
that's
that's what it feels like.
oh, that was a beautiful
Yeah.
shot. Yeah, that was just laser, guys, and powerful. Now, guys, you've seen me with these shoes on. You know, I do these on occasion. You know why I wear these old basketball shoes? Not because I haven't got any shoes. It's because they are ankle supported. Now, if you want to get the feeling of not driving off the foot and keeping that trail foot down and keeping the ankle isolated, these are great for it. Get yourself an old pair of basketball shoes, or even the new, like Ricky Fowler wheels. People laughed at me when I practiced in these 3 or 4 years ago. Ricky Fowler uses those now. He pioneered those. But that for me, it's easier to get support into the ankle to keep the foot down. So if you've got some of those, try hitting some shots in them. Okay, now what's our main thought now on this one?
Trying to keep both feet on the ground.
Okay, so now to do that, you've got to drive into the trail heel. The trail heel, yeah.
Yeah.
Soggy knees, that's it, that's perfect. And our laser. All right, now I just want to see, now you might mishit this, and we're allowed to do that when we're learning, but what I want you to do, I want you to overemphasize when we're in here, once you come back here, I want you to overemphasize here, and then really think, okay, now I'm getting ready to go. This is what we call the ready code, the ready pause. In channel lock, we don't get going until we're ready. So I want you to get in here, and this might be a little inordinate in terms of the amount of time, but I want you to take a little bit more time and really, really feel that all is going back together really inordinately slowly. Okay, that's going to be difficult to do because you haven't done that. But I really think
I've never done that.
I really think that's where you need to be going forward.
I've tried never to do that. Actually.
No, well, and we were trained not to do that.
Yeah.
We were trained not to do that.
So, there.
Yeah, even that's too slow.
No,
That's too fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me that you wouldn't like to hit it like that for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
See how far that went?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so tell me this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to isolate the feeling so you can repeat the feeling, so you can understand what we're trying to do.
I can't quite put my finger on exactly what it is that gives me the better shot,
Yeah.
or the better swing, but it'll come.
Yeah.
Because
Well, you can review this.
yes.
Yeah,
that's
you'll go
right.
over the points.
Yeah, I'll go over the points.
Yeah.
It'll come.
Want to hit a couple of drivers? Just to
Yeah.
let the guys see that?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll hit a couple of drives.
Yeah, Stewie's always had a lot of lag in his golf swing. In the early days, I mean, he had as much lag as Hogan had. Still got a lot of lag, but we're trying to get that out because you don't want a lot of jam lag in here, which I was saying the other day. You know, I look very social playery because I'm throwing it away here and I'm trying to get it here. I'm not trying to jam it in here and then hold it over here. We won't get Stuart to do it today, but going forward, we want Stuart to get his release going earlier and not have us, because if you've got a lot of jam load in here, guys, you've got to get rid of that load. You get it in here and the body will want to do that to get out of the way of the load. We don't want that. We want this. We want to fire the big wide arc coming in.
So again, positioning the ball further back to where I've had it.
Yeah, that's further back than you normally have.
So it was there before, so
Okay.
now I'm moving it up to here.
Okay, now so that's not hard for you to do?
Well, if I put more weight here, no.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's not.
Because to change a driver position for a good player,
Yeah. So, it's there.
see, it's a lot of club head speed. See, Stuart's still got a lot of club head speed today. He's lucky at 73 to still have that club head speed.
Yeah.
Okay, now a little bit of jump out of the right side there. Now it's harder with the long club because we're further away, we've got more loading going out, but we've got to resist the loading driving out there. The loading with the driver has got to drive down more, and you've really got to try and keep in that right foot.
Okay.
Down. And get a little bit more bend in that trail leg and set more into that trail side. That's it, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Really smooth. Yeah, that's interesting that you got that. Okay. You got that foot down, doing pretty well. Still think you're way too quick off the ball. Yeah, you just need to
Slow that down.
Well, you just need to be able to coordinate this with the turning.
Yeah.
The body doesn't turn as fast as you're moving your hands. Just inordinately slow going back. There you go. That's it. That's beautiful. See, the loading is just so different. Okay, now what happened? This is going to happen, and this is going to drive him crazy. But at least he's seeing this, and we're isolating it. Because you've gone back here slow, in your mind you think, oh, I've gone back here, I haven't got enough loading, I've got to increase that loading. So you go quick. You've got to go slow. Remember we said yesterday?
Yeah.
Slow, slower. If you can feel that your downswing is slower than your backswing,
Yeah. Yep.
that's what it's all about. Now that was slow back but too quick down.
Too quick down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Still plenty of hurt on the golf ball and good flight.
But not perfect.
No, but eminently playable. Okay, now really smooth back and slower downswing than the backswing. That's it. That was beat on.
Yeah, that was almost right.
Yeah, you really, but a lot of hit on that ball,
It was
wasn't
a
it?
lot.
Now that's a really hard power draw, but really a lot of hit on it. All right, now Stu, just get your just get a 9-iron and just hit a couple of those. This is for guys with conventional golf swing. It's good for everybody, guys. Now Stewie was having a bit of trouble with his pitching, and he was looking, around to looking very, very flippy. So he was looking a little bit like that. So all I'd said, Stu, what I want you to do is just try and get this going. We want to pull that pinky back up as we're hitting our irons, and we want to fire that lead finger down against that pinky so that we get that look through the ball when we hit it. We're getting really good turn down and trap on the ball. And he went from hitting pretty anemic pitch shots to just absolute blistered shots. And you'll see this formation of compression on the ball. Now you can do this yourselves, guys. I mean, the guys in conventional swing, you can even do it in channel lock because it's just good formation structure as you hit the ball.
So it's like that.
Yeah. Now see what Stuart is demonstrating there. He's actually getting that in effect in the golf swing. Yeah. Because the formation's so strong here, there's no flip in it.
So same again.
Yep. All right, now just do what we call a couple of a choked off shot, like a flying wedge, but just to show you the formation.
I thought I did it then. But...
Oh, that just went miles. That was a full golf swing. That's just.
Oh, you only want the short swing.
Yeah, just
right.
just want to show that formation, like you're going to hit a, like a half, like a little,
yeah.
Little 100-yard bunt.
Yeah.
That's it. Now look at that. Now look at, just turn around and show them. Hold the formation, turn around here. That's it, guys. Look at this. See, this got the pressure here, and he's got the pressure here. He's got the pressure there, pulling back with his hand, so that's his trap factor. Okay, just hit a little pitch shot over the green here, as if you were going to hit like a little 40-yard pitch shot over the green, with that action like we were doing down on the green. Now, guys, you can all do this. Everybody can do this.
I don't know about everybody.
There, guys, look at this, look at this. Go on the internet, guys, and have a look at Lynn Blake. Now, Lynn Blake does that, I thought, better than anybody. It doesn't do any better than this guy. Now, that's perfect compression, perfect loading on the golf club. And look at this. See, you got your right foot down? That's why I want him doing it. He's doing that with the weight going down the trail side. And I wanted you to be able to see that yourself when you go home, how much loading you're getting on that.
I'll do another one.
Oh, guys, you've got to see that shot. You've got to see that shot. Okay, now, there's rotation after the shot. Of course there is. We don't want to hit a shot where we look like that. We want to be like that when we hit the ball, but then we've got the natural forces taking us through. But if you do that drill that Stuart's doing there, and Stuart needs to do a lot of those.
A lot of those, yeah.
You need to do a lot of those and just build up from 60 yards, 70, 80, and then go right up to 150 with that action.
Yeah.
Now hit a full shot with that action. As I say, guys, this is for guys with conventional golf swing. Just back here because maybe we can't see the ball. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, anywhere there. Yeah, so the right foot will stay down with exactly that action. That's a pretty shot. Guys, we've got 40 k's of wind here. He's just ripped it. Absolutely ripped it. Okay, what else? So what are you feeling about it? You feeling better?
Feeling better
when you
I
came
in
here?
yesterday,
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Pretty dejected with the way I've been swinging the club. It's been pretty awful.
And with someone who's been a good player and a great ball striker, there's no reason for him to be hitting the ball the way he was. There was just two things going on. He hadn't been playing much. He'd been renovating a house, and he just got out of position and just lost a bit of his confidence. But he's got all the attributes, all the capabilities to hit the ball. So all we do is we just rebuild those, re-establish them, and we change a few things.
Yeah.
Because I think a couple of the channel-like things are beneficial to you.
Yes. Oh, for sure, John.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, very much appreciate the help.
All right, now I'm going to put Stewie on the spot here. Okay, now, doesn't matter. I'm going to get Stewie to hit a channel lock shot. He hasn't hit one. I'm going to talk him through it. Now, mate, what I want you to do, set up to the ball. Now, this is live television, guys. I want you to set up, as I set up with channel lock, off the back foot here, right? Set up here. Here, this is unloaded still. We're here. We're going to stay here, and we're going to fire the club out there. And we're going to rotate our release like that. That's what we're going to do. You know, we were doing that little drill before.
Yeah.
What we're saying here, this is channel lock. Now, this is a guy that's done his whole life with conventional swing. Now, I think that because he picks things up very quickly, I can explain the mechanics to him. I think he can apply that straight away. Now, he hasn't tried. I haven't got him to do this at all, but I think if he understands, I think he can do it. I just want to see if he can do it. Just have a practice swing.
It looks a bit too easy for me.
Huh?
That looks too easy for me.
Yeah. Just have a practice swing with the actual. Okay.
Like this?
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're going to stay there, and we're just going to fire the club out to the right. You've got to see this to believe it. You have got to see this to believe it. Oh, he's just absolutely minced that ball with exactly the ball flight that we would suggest with the structure. It's just a little push draw, perfect draw into the wind, and he's just killed it, haven't you?
I told you, it's easy stuff.
He's a talented little devil.
Yeah.
But guys, this is the point. The reason I wanted to do that, and okay, I might have had a little bit of heart in the mouth there, but I really believe that the mechanics of the swing, if applied correctly, and if the instructor can pass it to the student correctly, he can do what Stuart just did then. Okay, Stuart's a talented player and he's a professional golfer, but you can still do that if the instruction is right. I just told him to do something and he just did the mechanics.
Yeah.
And we got the ball flight that the mechanics suggested. He just murdered it.
Did.
Yeah.
But anyone can do it, John.
Yeah, of course they can.
Anybody can do it.
Yeah, okay. And that's what we're saying with channel lock. Anybody can do this. They really can.
It's not that difficult.
No.
It's easier than a conventional swing.
Okay, yeah, that was unsolicited. I'm glad that he said that because I think it is easier to learn. You know why it's easier to learn? Because it's different. Because channel lock is so different, the protocol that we apply here is not like any other conventional golf swing, so it doesn't get infected or permeated by any historical stuff you've ever done.
Exactly.
Whatever you've done is not there.
That's it.
This is so new.
That's it in a nutshell,
Yeah.
John, because the biggest percentage of people have got so much rubbish going on in their head with a golf swing. They can stand there, they can look at something the night before, next day go to the practice tee and try and work on what they've seen, but it just gets so confused with all the other thousands of things that's in their head.
And all the permutations that you can have in a conventional golf swing.
So, and that's always working from a conventional swing, because their body's used to swinging conventionally, and so all the mistakes are in there as well.
Yeah.
So by doing that, by changing it dramatically like that, you've got a one set thought pattern. So it's much easier.
Well, the way I frame it is that I think that the mechanics of channel lock do not allow all those other, problematical issues of a conventional swing to come, because they don't work with channel lock. You can't apply them and you can't get them with the channel lock mechanics. Yeah. That's the good thing about channel lock. All that stuff can't come here because it doesn't work with channel lock.
No.
And we don't have this huge variation of ball position. I can come to the practice tee every day, and I don't have what we call a lost golf swing. I never lose it because I know where it's supposed to be. Yeah. It's always in the same place. I don't have to work out a feeling. Oh, where did it used to be? What was that feeling like? When I put the ball there, the feeling's the same every day. That's the beauty of channel lock. But Stuart striped that. I mean, absolutely striped.
You can't hit it better than that.
No, it's easy.
Not even you could hit it better.
No, I couldn't. I certainly. Well, I've never been the striker that Stuart had. Stuart's always been a really late hitter, and he's always been a great long iron player. Actually, we played a couple of years ago at Sanctuary Cove, and Stuart mightn't remember it, but I do. We played a par 5, and because Stuart just hit his long iron so well, and he hit a good drive down. He had a 2-iron to the green, and the lie was, it was the middle of the fairway, but it was a tight lie. Anyway, he just went up and he's just smashed it, just looked at it, put the club in the bag. The ball took about 4 hops and went in the hole for a 2.
Yeah.
Now, and it was just like, I said, that's gone in the hole. And Stuart looked at us, and my other buddy, John Hugo, which is our great mate, looked around, and Stuart looked at us as if to say, well, that's what I was trying to do. But he expected to hit, not so much hit it in the hole, but he expected to hit that 2-iron on the green, close to the hole. Now that's the level of ball striker that he was. And he's an accredited teacher. He's given thousands of lessons in conventional golf and been tutored by the best Australian coach probably of all time. He's accredited and is suggested as such. Now for Stuart to say conventional golf swing is not where it's at.
Yeah.
It's not there. And I proved to him in the last couple of days that the ball position is the formal floor in a conventional golf swing. No question about it. To the extent that I couldn't play a forward ball position anymore. Well, I think that's been good.
Yeah, that's it.
It was great.
That's good. Thanks, John.
Yeah, it was great. Thanks, Stewie.
Yeah.
It was good to see Stewie again. Haven't seen him for a while. And it was great that he could come here and we could just get his swing back on the track and that he can look at Channel Lock and say, yeah, that's different, but you can certainly do it. It was good, guys. A few guys, conventional golf swings, but you can make a slight variation to it, like Stuart's doing, and get a fantastic result.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks again, Stewie.
Okay,
Okay,
pleasure.
guys.